Hey everyone, it's Chad Kemp, your Alabama land agent. We have a great 123 acre tract in Northern Blount County. It's very close to Cullman. It's very close to Guntersville. It'd be a good recreational tract, hunting tract, maybe an off-grid type property for somebody that's looking for something like that. And we're going to talk about all those details in this video and explain a little bit about the property and how you get to the property. So stick around and hope you enjoy the property. This property is 123 acres in Northern Blount County. It's kind of an L-shaped type property. It is accessed by a 30-foot easement. And you can see it's around Cullman, Marshall County, and Morgan County. Some towns that you might be familiar with would be Cullman. If you're 30 minutes from Cullman, you're about 25 minutes from Guntersville, and about 20 minutes from Oneonta, just south of this property. And these are some various distances that you might be familiar with in relation to where the property is located at. But this is a really unique property. These are some shopping areas, hospitals that might have an interest to you in case you decided to live on the property if you wanted to, or camping. You know, groceries are important, or if you're going to be hunting deer, you kind of need to know where some of these feed stores are. But this road that we're traveling on is Bright Star Road, and Bright Star comes off of Highway 278. And there's some really nice farms that you drive along past as you're heading to this property when you're coming from 278. This is Pleasant Hill Baptist Church. And one thing you would want to know is you kind of go in by a cemetery. And you're going to see all that in just a moment, kind of how to get to this property, because you can kind of not know exactly where to go because it is on an easement. But it's 3 miles off of 278 as you come down this paved road to the turn. And the turn, you're turning off Bright Star onto Carver Lane, and you're going to go down this paved road. And as you can tell, it's farm land out here and timberland. I mean, it's all desolate, it's very private. That's the shape of the property. But you're going to come up this driveway. You're going to go up Carver Lane, this driveway, all the way up to the turn. And we're kind of flying over. There's a new house being built to the right, and there's a barn to the left. That's a good reference as you're kind of coming up to this property, up to the gate, to kind of give you some kind of reference points. Because, you know, obviously when you're driving out somewhere like this, it's hard to tell exactly when you get there. But you're going to come to this gate. To the left, that is to the cemetery. We're going to stay to the right, and you're definitely going to want to stay in between the fences. I mean, it's kind of hard once you get to this point how to mess the access point where you're going to turn. But when you get to the gate, and we're kind of going down this easement part between the pasture farm to the right, its fencing, and the cemetery fencing to the left there. And we're traveling down this road, as you can see. You can kind of see the definition of where this is actually to the property. And you're going to come to an actual gate that's locked. And of course, you know, if you want to see this property, you need to have an agent with you or contact me to work with you to go see this property. But when you get to the gate here, the way this easement runs is a 90-degree left along the property line on the inside of this fence. So we're going to kind of go through here, and it is wooded, but it is kind of already kind of developed how to get to the property. It's just overgrown. It's kind of like a canopy of small trees here, as you can see. This is it as you're coming along that pasture that you just saw as we're making that 90-degree turn to get to the property. And we're going to kind of go along this pasture line is what we're doing, and to get to that little corner area there. So you can kind of see we made that turn. We're coming down behind that pasture until we get to the property right there. So this area right in here is about 12 acres, with not just the circle area is 12 acres, but this is that general area. And these are the large acreage tracts that surrounds this property. So it's not anybody's small, you know, it's not no subdivision is around this property. You're in your own little seclusion area, and that's what makes this great. If you're looking for something to have that compound or to have that private getaway, this would be it most certainly. you have a few open areas in that circle area, that 12 acres, that you could use for camping, that you could even want to build you a cabin maybe, or build you something, a shop, a barn to kind of get away, just something, or Connex boxes. I saw a guy that had 2 Connex boxes, and then he went on top of it and built the roof. Left it open in the middle that he was using to park his truck and his tractors, and later on he was going to go in there and actually put a kind of close it in, making a barn. But this would be a perfect area right there. This is a really perfect area that you could actually do that, and it's already cleared for you. You wouldn't have to do any more than that. Or you can just hunt it. You plant the green field there. But if you go on down, there is an area, there's some green fields right in here. And there's actually one other spot. You can see the feeder there, and there's a deer stand to the right. But beyond this, in this area right here, is a bluff line. And it's not a steep bluff. You can climb and up and down this, but these are one of the most unique areas. Now I'm pointing right there to the fields. You come out of the fields, that field, and you come to this area. But these rocks are amazing. That rock there is actually almost the size of a large, a mid-sized dump truck. I mean, it's enormous. But it's all walkable. You could kind of walk down through here, but there's actually one area that I have found. It's beyond this over here. But look at that rock. That's amazing that you can look underneath that rock as we're kind of walking around, and you can see that. That's just amazing how this actually geologically, if you like geology, the rock formations, that's amazing. But beyond that, going back up from here, there is some areas along that trail that I'm representing and showing you that you can actually get down to the property. And if you're very skilled with a four-wheeler, you could probably easily get down. Now, you're not going to get down on these areas right in here, but just beyond that, there's an area where it opens up a little bit that you can actually go down and get to these points. Definitely you can get down here walking and hiking, but I think somebody skillful could ride a four-wheeler down that little other trail based upon that trail. But it's got nice timber, and that's one thing I'm hoping that you're seeing on that last parts of it. Very nice timber. But again, give me a call. We'd be more than happy to show this property. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.